Okay. So I mean, if you're talking about problems leading to or involving quadratic equations, as I told you last time, these equations, I mean, these kind of problems are very important. I mean, in the sense that actually here, when we are solving problems, it is requiring a lot of different skills. Number one is vocabulary. Are you familiar with mathematical words, right? And after that, thinking skill. And after that, can you make connection between two different or three different things here? A lot of things. And if you really actually, how to say, understand or solve these questions, the problems involving quadratic equations, if you just feel that, okay, now I can solve any problem related to quadratic equations, that will be a huge success for us. Okay, not only this, actually, as we go again to other topics, as we move to other topics, again, I'm going to focus on this kind of word problems more and more. Okay, it's not only about learning math, also actually it gives you a lot of self-confidence, because once you have a self-confidence, okay, I can think freely, I can make connections between different given, how to say, unknown things or quantities, and I can solve any kind of problem. That is a huge success. And even actually it improves your learning skill. Even if I just give you any new topic, you just have a look and you can make connection and with other topics, and you can learn very fast. Okay, and that's why I'm going to spend a bit more time on this kind of problems. Like equation type problems, as I told you earlier, they are actually just following fixed rules. Once you know the formula and the steps, you can do them. Any kind of question, for example, if I just give you any kind of quadratic equation, if I just change the coefficients, right? Formula is the same, step is the same. Number one, you need to find the discriminant, and after that use a formula, get the answer. That's all. But what problems every time actually need to approach differently. Okay, because one problem may be related to architecture, another problem it may be related to physics, another problem it may be related to business, for example, another problem it may be related to pure mathematics. So if you do not have some idea about this stuff, again, you just get stuck, and you may not be able to solve these problems. That's why actually I'm going to spend a bit more time on this kind of problems. And after that, if you have time, we will start new chapter. Okay. Amira, last time I asked your father, you said you have, what is it? Surface or something, right?
Yeah.
So can you write on the screen?
Let me try.
Can you just write? Let me see.
No.
No?
No, I have a stylus, and my finger's touchscreen, but it's not letting me write.
Interesting. Why not? Okay. So I think maybe in break time you need to try, because sometimes I may want you to write it down something. I mean, let's continue then. Okay, feel free if anything is not clear, or if you think that it is very easy, just let me know. All right, according to this, I'll make some adjustments. If it is a bit, for example, hard for you, I'll go a bit slower. Okay, if you think that you can solve this, if you can write, it would be great actually. Just solve this. I will watch you and solve together. Okay. So now let's continue then. As you know, in the word problems, we have to first scan, read it very fast. In the second reading, we try to understand, and after that, use a suitable variable and form our equation, and the rest is just solve the equation, the easiest part. So the most important thing is understanding the problem. What is it about? Can you just visualize? When you just read the problem, after that, close your eyes. What can you visualize? Can you visualize something? If you can do, that means that you understood the problem. That is the most important thing. As Einstein said, understanding the problem means solving the problem like 95%, and the rest is only 5%. So here it's about physics, because we are talking about distance, speed, and time. That is related to physics. A man travels a distance of 196 kilometers by train. Okay. And returns in a car, which travels at an average speed of 21 kilometers per hour faster than the train. Okay. If the total journey takes 11 hours, find the average speeds of the train and the car respectively. Okay. Now we got some idea about this. If you read again, once again, a man travels a distance of 196 kilometers by train and returns in a car which travels at an average speed of 21 kilometers per hour faster than the train. Okay, that means that now what we understand from this problem is a man is traveling right from one point to another point, or maybe from one town to another town. Here, let's say this one is town A, this one is town B, right? For some unknown reason, actually he traveled from A to B by train, right? The first one is by train. And now what is the distance? Let's say the distance between A and B here, a distance between A and B, it is 196 kilometers, right? That's a given. So when he's moving from, traveling from A to B, he took train, right? And how about B to A? Car. All right. Now, when he's traveling from A to B, is this speed or time given? Nothing is given, right? So I assume that the speed is, let's say, as kilometers per hour. Let's say the train traveled at this speed from A to B. And to travel this distance, it takes some time, right? Also, it's not given. That's why I must introduce another variable here to denote the time. So here, let's say it took T hours to travel from A to B by train. All right. And it says that it returns in a car, which travels at an average speed of 21 kilometers per hour faster than train. So this is train speed. Actually, instead of S, let me just write X, that is unknown. Then the car speed will be, what is it? X plus 12 kilometers per hour, right? And if the total journey takes 11 hours. All right, Amira, this question is for you. From A to B, it took 2 hours, right? And how about B to A then? How many hours does it take? If the total journey takes 11 hours, from A to B, it took T hours. Yeah. How about B to A?
Not sure.
So the total time is 11 hours, right? T hours, we have already spent this time from for traveling from A to B. Then, how many hours left here? 11 minus T hours, right? Because total time, if you add this T plus 11 minus T, that's equal to 11 hours. So this is a really important point step. A lot of students have difficulty to make this connection because total time is 11 hours. If you have already spent here T hours here, how many hours left? That is 11 minus T, because their total should be equal to 11 here, right? So now we will write our equation here. Okay, the distance, it just remains unchanged, right? From A to B, B to A, the same. So we know that we are going to use this formula. Distance equals average speed times time. So here we know the distance, 196. I can write two equations here. The first one is speed times time, right? That's equal to speed times time. And that's equal to 196 kilometers. Now all the units are compatible, suitable. We have no problem because sometimes it may be given in minutes. At the time, we have to convert this into hours. So we should be a bit careful, but here we don't have such problem. So the second thing is the speed of the car is X plus 12 kilometers per hour. So the speed is X plus 12 kilometers. And to travel from B to A, it took 11 minus T hours. So time is 11 minus T hours. And again, what is the distance? The same distance, it is 196. Right? Now we got two equations, simultaneous equations, but they are not linear. So the only way to solve this one is what? We need to use substitution method. So it says that find the average speeds of the train and the car. That means that we need to find this X. And somehow I need to eliminate this T from these equations. So doing some simple algebraic manipulation from here, I can express T in terms of X, right? So this t is equal to divide both sides by x. Here we have 196 over x. Now I will substitute here. If you substitute here, what we get here? X, first expand this, and after that I'll substitute this. X times 11, that is 11x. X times negative t minus x times t plus 12 times 11, 132, and 12 times negative t minus 12t. On the right hand side, we have 196. 11x minus xt, right? All right, now we have to solve this problem. How can we solve this? Here, 11x, I'm going to get equation in x because we have to find x, minus xt. We know the value of xt, right? So immediately I can use this number for this. Minus 196 plus 132 minus 12 times. And how about t? T equals 196 over x. On the right hand side, we have 196. Right? Now we will simplify this immediately. Here we have minus 196, 132, and here we have 196, right? Take to the left hand side. What we have here? Here we have 2 times 196, and that is 392 minus 132. That's equal to 260. So that is 11x. Here we have minus 12 times 196 over x. And the whole thing, this one and this one and this together, we could just simplify that. That's equal to minus 260. That's equal to 0. Now, if you multiply both sides by x and hoping that, or assuming that x is not equal to 0, so what do we have here? 11x squared minus 260x minus 12 times 196. That's equal to 2352 is equal to 0, right? So numbers are big. It's not a big problem. And here, if in the exam they ask this kind of question, they allow to use a calculator. So if you have a calculator, it's not a big deal. So everything's all right, right?
Yeah.
Good. So now it's a quadratic equation. It's already in standard form now. So we should find discriminants. That's equal to b squared, 260 squared, minus 4 times 11 times minus 2352. Which is equal to 260 squared plus, because minus minus is plus, 44 times 2352, which is equal to 171088. I don't know if it's a perfect square or not. Let's check this. No. Okay. Then we will find here x sub 1 equals 260 minus p, it's negative number, that's why it's plus, let's find first the positive one, square root of delta, 171088 over, okay, that is 2 times 11. And second thing is x sub 2, 260 minus 171088 over 2 times 11. Now, if you check this, square root of this one is, okay, 260 minus square root of 171088. That's equal to negative number. This thing is negative number. So this x is the speed. So this answer is rejected. Because speed means absolute value of velocity. It is always positive. If you evaluate the second thing, fraction 260 plus square root of 171 and 088 and 22. I'm gonna just 1 second. All right, equals, that's equal to, Aziz, I'm teaching now. Can I call you later? Maybe after 1 hour. Okay, thank you. All right, that is, sorry, 30 point. It didn't say anything, right? Okay, all right, it's 30.6. Let's say correct 1 decimal, please. So that is the speed of the train. Speed of the train is 30.6. All right, now we can write our final answer here. Good, dot, dot, dot. Speed of the train. Find the average speeds of the train and the car respectively. Let's say train, this average speed is 30.6 kilometers per hour. Correct 1 decimal place. And how about the car? Car is 30 plus 12, right? This thing plus 12. That is 42.6 kilometers per hour. Correct 1 decimal place. Okay. Anyway, this may be a bit long because of the numbers. It's not a big problem. Again, after all, the most important thing is understand the problem and can we apply our knowledge to solve this. Okay, as you see, once we understood this, we got the equation, eliminate one of the variables. We have a quadratic equation and we know we have the formula, right? And use this and solve it. Okay, just step by step. And also GCSE, whatever A level in international exams, showing the steps are very important. We need to show all, actually, there must be logical transition between our steps. Okay, and that is really, really important. Okay, I mean, how is it? If it is clear, let's move on. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we are going to solve a few examples from exercise 6F. So if you got the idea, I think we can go a bit faster now. Okay, let's read it, understand, form our equation, solve it, that's it. Okay, exercise 6F, question 2. The product of two consecutive odd numbers is 255. Find the numbers. So two consecutive odd numbers. If the first number is n, right, the second number should be n plus 2. Because the difference between two consecutive odd numbers is 2, like 1, 3, 5, 7, right? And consecutive means one followed by another. That's why the difference is 2. So their product, that's n times n plus 2 equals 252. And this thing, without using the equation, we can solve this, right? Because here, since we are talking about odd numbers, the solutions are whole numbers or integers. Okay, guess and trial method, these numbers, the difference is 2. At 255, it is very close to 256, right? And 256 is equal to 16 squared. So I will make a guess now. How about if this thing is 14 and this one is 16? Does it work or not? What is 14 times 16? That's equal to 224, right? It is a bit less. And how about 16 times 18? No. It's 5, sorry. It is 15 times 17, right? 15 times 17, 15 times 15, 225. 2 times 15, it is 30. So that's equal to 255. It works. Then from here, I can write it as n times n plus 2 is equal to 15 times 17. Or, because it says the product of two consecutive odd numbers, it is positive or negative. They didn't say anything. And also we have to consider is negative numbers. Or I can write it as negative 15 times negative 17, right? If I take the first case, then n is here 15, and the second number is 17. Or if you just take this one as negative 17, this will be negative 15, right? Or negative 17 and negative 15, right? Because if it is negative 17 plus 2 is negative 15, also it works. Then here we have two possible answers. Those numbers are either 15 and 17 or negative 17 and negative 15. Are they odd numbers? Yes. These two numbers, are they consecutive? Yes. How about these numbers? Yes. Okay. Good. Now, Amira, you tell me, I will write it down and solve it for you, okay? So the numerator of a fraction is 2 less than its denominator. when both numerator and denominator are increased by 3, the fraction is increased by 3 over 20. Find the original fraction. Okay, so I don't know what is our original fraction. So it says that the numerator of a fraction is 2 less than its denominator. Okay, let's stop here. The first part, the numerator of a fraction. What should I write here? Use x for the unknown. What is our fraction here then? Let's say you can start anything. Let's say the denominator is, or numerator is x. Then what is the denominator?
X plus 2.
X plus 2. That is our fraction, right? Good. Now the second step, it says that when both numerator and denominator are increased by 3. So we need to add 3 to both, right? Here we have x plus 3 and x plus 2 plus 3, that is x plus 5. It says that the fraction is increased by 3 over 20. So that means that this fraction gets bigger, right? By how much? By this. So what should I write here? Tell me.
Take away 3 over 20.
This
equals
3 over 20 or this?
Oh yeah, that one. And then that equals 3
right?
over 20.
X over x plus 2. So that is equal to 3 over 20. Right? Because this is our new fraction and this is our old fraction. When we just add 3 to the numerator and denominator, right? Actually, the new fraction gets bigger. By how much? By 3 over 20. So that means that the difference, right? These two numbers, because new fraction is greater than this, by this. So that is our equation. Now maybe actually if I use here x, it will be simpler, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so now that's our equation. That's the most important part. We understand the problem. Now we have to solve this. What is it? It is an algebraic equation reducible to quadratic equation. I'm hoping, right now I don't know. When we just simplify this, will we get a quadratic equation or not? Hoping. So now we need to bring the common denominator. Okay, here we have x plus 3 and x plus 2 minus, here we have x plus 5 over, here we have x plus 5 and x plus 2. On the right hand side we have 3 over 20. All right, so quickly now we'll go a bit faster, simplify this. Here if you expand this, here we have x squared, here we have minus x squared, they are gone, right? Here x times 2, 2x, 3 times x, 3x, 5x, 5x minus x times 5, minus 5x. Also they are gone. 3 plus 2, only 6 left here. Over. Now if you expand this, here we have x squared, x times 2, 2x, 5x. Their sum is 7x. And constants 5 times 2, that is plus 10. On the right hand side, we have 3 over 20. On the left hand side, we have one algebraic fraction. On the right hand side, one fraction. So it's like a proportion, cross multiply, right? 6 times 20. And this thing is, let's write 3x squared, 3 times 7. It is 21x plus 30 equals, here we have 60. Okay, actually, I can divide all numbers by 3 because all these numbers are divisible by 3. And take to the left hand side. Divide by 3, x squared. Divided by 3, 7x, divided by, actually here we have negative 30, divided by 3, negative 10, equals 0 or minus 10. And I think we can solve it by factorization, right? Because negative 5, can we? Can we solve it by factorization?
Yeah, I think so. Wait.
Negative 5.
Maybe you can't.
Oh, we made a mistake. I'm here. Because here when we cross multiply, here we have 6, is it?
Yeah.
So here we have 20. 6 times 20, 120.
Mhm. Oh, it's not 60. Yeah.
So it should be 120. Because this one we cannot solve this by factorization because it's minus here. If you take to the left hand side, 30 minus 120 minus 90 and divide by 3, there should be 30. Okay. So this thing is 30. Good. Now we can factorize it, right? 10 times negative 3 and 10 plus negative 3. It works. So here we have x minus 3, x plus 10 is equal to 0. Okay, then here we have x equals 3 or x equals negative 10. So again, here we have two possible answers because about the fraction in the question, they don't say anything. They didn't say anything. Is it either positive or anything? Nothing. So we have to take both answers. So here we have if x equals 3, 3 over 3 plus 2, that is 3 over 5. Or if it is negative 10, negative 10 over negative 8, right? Or simplify this, that is 5 over 4. So we have two possible answers. The first answer is 3 over 5 or 5 over 4. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes, Amira, can you read the problem and tell me, just dictate, all right, and I'll write it down here. Read it and tell me what you understood. So I'm just your secretary here.
The altitude of a triangle is 6 centimeters greater than its base. If its area is 108 centimeters squared, find its base.
Okay. What is our first step here?
So we've got two variables, the altitude and the base. And so the altitude is A equals 6 plus B. So
Okay.
6 centimeters plus the size of the base.
I think I'm in this kind of questions. This is a kind of question related to geometry, right? You need to draw. If possible, always in the first step, draw. So since we are talking about kind of triangle, right? Draw any kind of triangle. Okay, this is our triangle. Not so beautiful, but okay. We are talking about this triangle. So its base is 6 centimeters greater than the altitude. Okay, so that is the altitude. So we need to draw first. So let's say the altitude of triangle is greater than its base, right? So let's say this base is x. Then the altitude should be x plus 6, right? Now we can write our equation here. If its area is this, so what is the area? Area is half times base, that is x, times altitude here. That is x plus 6. That area is given here, that is 108. Okay, always draw this so that's, I mean, you can understand and you can, how to say, you have less probability of making mistakes when you draw the picture, and after that write your equation, then solve it. Anyway, so we need to eliminate this half. How? By multiplying both sides by 2. So here we have x squared plus 6x. If you multiply both sides by 2, here we have 216. Take to the left hand side, minus 216. That is equal to 0. Okay. So by factorization, we can solve this, or completing the square methods. How can we do that? X squared plus 6x equals, here we have 216. So here we have 2 times 3. I need 9 here, and also I need 9 here, right? So I just added 9 to both sides. So what do we have here? X plus 3 squared. On the right-hand side, 225. That is 15 squared. So that is x plus 3 equals 15, or x plus 3 equals negative 15. From here, x equals 12, or x equals negative 18. And this answer is rejected because we do not use negative numbers to measure the length. So the answer is 12. What is the question? Find its base. So base is dot, dot, dot. The base of the triangle is 12 centimeters. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Another easy question. Can you read it?
The length and breadth of a triangle are x plus 4 centimeters and x
Triangle or
centimeters.
rectangle? Did you say triangle or rectangle?
I said rectangle.
Okay.
Write down expressions for A, the perimeter of the rectangle, B, the length of the side of a square with the same perimeter. If the sum of the area of the square and the rectangle is 94 centimeters squared, find x.
Okay. So what is the first step here? Draw.
Yeah.
Because here we are talking about two different rectangles, right? Okay, the length and breadth of a rectangle. Okay, that's our first one. It doesn't have to be so beautiful. Any rectangle. It says length, it is x plus 4. Breadth, it is x. Good. Write down expression for the perimeter of the rectangle. Okay, A, we know that perimeter is 2 times length plus width. So that is 2x plus 4, right? X plus 4. Good. So for the length of the side of a square with the same perimeter, that means that we are given another square. I don't know what is the side of the square, right? All sides are equal here. And I don't know the side. Let's say this A. Let's say this A. So in the question is saying that write down the expression for the length of the side of a square with the same perimeter. Okay. So let's say this P sub 1. What is P sub 2? Perimeter of the second figure here. That's a square. That is 4 times 8, right? That's equal to, since these perimeters are equal, from here I can simplify this. 2 is a common factor. 4x plus 2. So here we have 4 times x plus 2. Because these two shapes, figures have the same perimeter. So from here, this 4, right? If you divide both sides by 4, what do we have here? The answer is A equals x plus 2. So one side of this square is x plus 2. And see if the sum of the areas of the square and the rectangle is 94. Let's say the area of this rectangle is capital A sub 1. This one is capital A sub 2. So the total area, that is capital A sub 1 plus capital A sub 2. And what is this area? It is just length times width. That is x times x plus 4. Plus, how about A sub 2? It is just A squared, right? It is x plus 2. So that's equal to x plus 2 squared. And this total area is equal to 94. So 94. Good. Now we got our equation. How the things are related to each other. That is a power of algebra. Using a variable, and after that we can write the equation. The equation shows how things are related to each other. Now we need to solve the equation. Let's see here, we are going to get a quadratic equation. So here we have x squared plus 4x, and it's just a perfect square. X squared plus 4x plus 4 is a constant number. Take to the left-hand side, minus 94 equals 0. Simplify this, collect like terms, x squared. Here we have 2x squared, 4x plus 8x. And here we have 4 minus 94 minus 90 equals 0. We can simplify further so that we can solve our equation faster. All numbers are divisible by 2. X squared plus 4x minus 45 equals 0. So do you think we can solve this by factorization? Yes, I think, right?
No. Wait, really?
9 times negative 5.
Oh, yeah.
So this one is 9 plus negative 5. It works. Two numbers whose product is negative 45 and their sum is 4. So from here, x minus 5, x plus 9 is equal to 0. So x equals 5 or x equals negative 9. So here, x represents the breadth of the rectangle, and here it is negative number. That's why it is rejected. And sometimes in GCSE, they may ask why this answer is rejected or not accepted or acceptable. So it is negative number. We do not use negative number to measure the length of line segments. That's why it's not accepted. What's the question? Find x. We already got x. So the value of x is 5. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have some rest, drink your coffee or tea. Okay. After 10 minutes, we'll continue.
Okay.
Okay. See you soon.